G'day fellas and welcome back to another casted game. Spawning in on the south side of the map, playing as the Blue Abbasid Dynasty. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who we're going to be calling Numbers today. We're going to be calling him Numbers because that is a name that is a little bit difficult to say. I mean, it's not difficult to say, it just gets a little bit repetitive. Like, now we head back to the base of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, this is not a counting competition, and no, we are not watching the ABC, but we are watching the one, the only, the Viper, as he looks to try and take control in the early game by opening with a dock as the English. This is something very peculiar. I don't think we've ever seen this before. Now, typically, English love to try and get up nice and early into the second age, try and get those longbow out, look to do a bit of harassment, but Viper doesn't seem to be doing that. Instead, we've got good old-fashioned duck wars. That's right, two men fighting against each other with their docks out, and they are getting serious. Viper, it won't be the first time, and it definitely won't be the last time he gets his docks out. He's the kind of guy who's always proud to do that. Ooh, I apologize for taking you into a black screen here. That was meant to be Viper, but a little bit of a misfire there in the brain. But we see now back in the base of Viper. He's training up a fishing boat. Also got a villager in queue. House dropped down. He's not going to be dealing with any housing issues today. No, my friends. He is not going to at all. Everybody's going to be housed effectively. And he's already picking up quite a few quite a few sheep. Now, the big thing for him is sheep aren't that important. He's getting a lot of his food from the water here. But it's mainly about denying that from his enemy. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he's the kind of guy who needs sheep. He wants sheep. He lives sheep. He is a shepherd. But the thing is, one of these players are going to be losing their water control. And it's highly likely that it is our Abbasid player. And the reason why is because of how strong the galley is in Age 2. If I was going to do a tier list of boats and their strength in Age 2, the galley would probably be S tier. They would be the top of the table. It would be up there with the galley of the Holy Roman Empire because it is quite literally the same unit. It's an incredibly good unit, very effective. It has a high armor, it has a high attack, and it has a high health pool. It does also have a high cost, but at the same time, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But we hear that wolf just howling off in the distance, hunting. But we're currently doing a little bit of Viper Watch. We're tracking him. Keep in mind now, for anybody watching this on YouTube, Ranked has dropped. Ranked is here. We are witnessing the unfolding of the Ranked ladder, and players are looking to try and climb that ranked ladder as best they can. In the top right hand corner, you will see that Viper currently sits at rank number 4. I don't think he's quite yet up to Conqueror. Conqueror is the number 1 rank that you can get, or the number 1 rank band that you can get. That's probably the best way to think about it. It's a band of ranks of players that sit above a certain threshold of rank. So that is where Viper is looking to go. He's looking to go to Conqueror, and the question is going to be whether he can make it today, because if he is able to take down his enemy, he'll be one step closer to it. Numbers on the other side. I mean, we could just call him 12. How about we just call him 12? You know, have you guys watched Stranger Things? You know, whoa, Beastie coming in 34 seconds ago. Beastie Cutie, how you doing, fellas? Oh, welcome. We're doing a little bit of casting, a little bit of a casted game. We're checking out the meta. We're seeing exactly what players are up to. Welcome. For anybody watching this on YouTube, I'll make sure I leave a link to Beastie Cutie's YouTube channel, as well as Viper, where you can catch a whole bunch of Age of Empires 4 content. There is no shortage of Age of Empires 4 content right now. Let me say that. If you're a fan of Age of Empires, and you know, I've had this happen to me in other games. I remember I used to play this really small game called Grey Goo, and there was no YouTube content for it, and I'd be sitting on the toilet, and I'm like, man, I wish there was new content out for Grey Goo there, but there was nothing. But for Age of Empires 4, you guys, whenever you're sitting on the toilet, you're always going to have something to watch. It is a beautiful time to be a fan of Age of Empires 4. And right now, it is a beautiful time to be a fan of the Viper, because he's on the way up to the Castle Age. Or rather, the Feudal Age. It would be impressive if he was doing Castle Age at 4 minutes. I'm sure it is possible, though. But we see him tapping away 6 villagers there on the landmark. He'll be looking to invest in a galley upon arrival in that second age. We already begin to see a villager also going to be attacking, and I think that's a fishing boat coming out to block the wall. You can see he's trying to get a block there, not going to be successful, and plenty of damage coming out from that villager, but at the same time, not really a lot. Outpost going to be coming down now as well for Viper. Keep in mind, as soon as he's up to that next stage, he's going to be looking to get that galley out. He needs 180 wood, 180 gold. Now, on the other side, Numbers is going to be dropping down his own outpost, but ideally he wants to get a second dock up, because you can see while his ships not as expensive as the Vipers, he will need to get more of them out to combat that. And we hear that wolf going off. Can somebody deal with this wolf, please? This wolf is just trying to take numbers right now. Names. Look at this double villager going to be coming out, looking to finish up this. Oh no, the wolf going to come into it as well. Get him, boy. Warwick the wolf going to be taking down the villager together. Warwick, wake up, brother. Yo, dinner's on the table. Dinner is ready to be eaten. But Viper now thinking about dinner. Yet to actually get a galley in queue. Not going to be going for a galley in this scenario, and that's very curious. And we can see that fishing boats now going to begin migrating towards the north here. To me, this indicates that we might have a secondary dock coming down. Probably going to have another wall placed down in this position as well. Might be looking to go for a wall across the river. It is something that we do see players do, but we know that Viper is bringing out a longbow. In fact, a double longbow going to be moving out towards the center of the map. Numbers still yet to reach the second age. 12 going to be trying his best to get up to that second age. You can see Economic Wing finally coming through right now. He's got a lot of resources in the bank, but it's not going to be enough to drop down a Dow. So neither player investing in any form of military on that water right now, but we do have a dock coming down for numbers up towards the north. Viper continuing to apply pressure towards the wound, looking to rub salt in as best as he can, and we can see that villager probably going to be going down. No need for a wolf to assist today. Villager does go down. A couple sheep going to be here ready to do some blocking as well. Second villager going to be coming down. This is not looking good. Viper not committing to that second villager, instead just going to be committing to the outpost. He gets a second villager though, despite that third one going down. Arrow slits coming through now on the first outpost. Second outpost is up. Viper looking to hold on to this position, but at the same time, his opponent going to be forced out of it because an outpost going to be coming up for him now. Dock gets cancelled. Viper going to be heading back down, or rather, Numbers going to be heading down the river, but now Viper looking to begin turning his attention towards the other side. Look at the economy for Viper. Viper behind this going absolutely ham. He is booming out the wazoo. We see a wheelbarrow, double broad axe. We see specialized pick coming through. This guy knows no end to the economic greed that is coming in right now. He is looking beautiful. He is looking incredibly strong, but my main concern for him is that his enemy is just very happily chilling here. Arrow slit's going to be coming through for Viper now, so both players going to be looking to neutralize each other's respective positions. But now across the other side of the river, how is Numbers going? Numbers adding in a second town center here. Keep in mind, he's got those extra cheap villages. He's playing the Abbasid dynasty, but he's yet to research fresh foodstuffs. Not having the food economy that is needed to support villager production, let alone that technology that he needs. We do see a wheelbarrow is coming in for him though. He's going to be trying his best to help out his economy. He's adding in a second dock down towards a little bit lower, but keep in mind, Viper aware of it. Viper turning his attention to the villagers. And now is this the third villager that goes down this game? The fourth villager that goes down this game? Viper looking menacing. And look at the upgrades that are coming through for him. They're all going to be coming through right now. Horticulture yet to come through. I suspect it's going to be next on the menu. Viper's got one villager on food, but hey, that's all you need, mate. That's all you need. One villager on food with a wheelbarrow. That'll do it, right? Right? And now villagers moving in underneath the town center. Viper going to be looking to sacrifice the scout, potentially. Villager gets taken out, but the scout also going to be able to get out of there. Viper, a very happy camper right now, and still adding more units behind this. Longbows moving out onto the map, heading underneath the outpost. Got to be careful. There are those arrow slits in there. Going to be able to provide plenty of cover in this scenario, but now the boar could potentially be aggroed. I wonder, does he have the range for that? I think he might have the range to aggro that boar with his outpost, but not going to be able to do it, at least not at the moment. We did see Viper in a previous game actually looking to aggro outposts, but we'll have a look in with Viper and see how he's doing now that he's got all those economic upgrades through. Going to be actually taking the sheep in this scenario. Makes a lot of sense, considering he's going to be investing all of that wood in the town center. Second town center probably going to be coming up shortly. There it is, outside the stone mine, just on the wood line. And now we see this outpost action begin. And this is where I start to begin fostering my upgrades, or suggesting my upgrades for Age of Empires 4. So this is one of them. I would love, and I know, I don't know, I'm curious to hear how, the pro players would feel about this. A button here on the UI that you could click for your outpost, and it disables alerts for it. Because these two outposts, until the end of time, are going to be firing arrows at each other. And you don't want to hear that, right? Now, obviously, there's an advantage to that for your enemy, because they get to hear, or you are constantly hearing this alarm go off. But the thing is, you don't need to know about this. You know that that's going to happen. And unless you delete the building, that's going to keep going for the next 10 minutes. So my question, would you like to see a disable alert button? And then that would just stop any kind of alerts coming through. If a battering ram comes through, nope. If an outpost is attacking it, nope. If 1,000 spears look to siege down the outpost, nope. You've disabled alerts. You don't get any notification that you're under attack there. That is my idea. That's my suggestion. But I guess I'm a Plastic League player. So my suggestions are like, we need to nerf mangonels. I'm just kidding. You Plastic League players are all right. But seriously, buffed mangonels. Second town center now going to be coming up for Viper, who's on double TC here. Now, keep in mind, his opponent on double TC is just going to be producing villagers at the same time as Viper. He's only just going to be paying a little bit less for them. Okay, he's researching fresh foodstuffs now. Hey, question. Does he get a refund when these villagers come... When these villagers are in queue? He's paying 50 food for him. Is he going to get a refund? Let's watch his food right now. You can see he's sitting on... Hold on. Here we go. We're going to work it out. He's got lots of vills in queue. 2-1, 314, 350. I don't think he got a refund, did he? He went down to 250 and then back up to 350. I'm not sure what happened there. Are those villagers still 50? No, they're not. They're showing up as 25. I don't know whether you get a refund. We'd have to do this. We'd have to do some more testing, but it doesn't look pretty. Now back, speaking of not looking pretty on the other side of the map, Viper now going to be looking to defend against the Horseman raid that is coming in towards his base. You can see Viper intent on getting up to that next stage. Do we have Horticulture coming through for Viper? Not just yet. It's been 2 games in a row he hasn't gone for Horticulture. I don't know what it is he hates about Horticulture, but I'm going to need to speak to him both with... I'll probably need to bring a botanist with me, though. But now, walls coming up on the crossing here for numbers. 12 looking to do it. Viper looking to wall up as well, both players. And I love the way that Viper is aggressively walled. Now, when you wall this crossing, you've got a couple of options. You can go for like this, right? This is a mid-crossing wall that you can do. You can see it's a little bit more on the side of your enemy, but always you want to be walling on your enemy's side like Viper has done. You see the way that Viper is walled in this scenario? Essentially what that means is it forces his enemy to make a bigger wall, and subsequently it could mean a wall that gets interrupted sooner. But we'll look to see how Numbers is defending now because he is beginning to struggle. We did see an upgrade come through for Numbers a little bit earlier, so he's actually gone for his first level of upgrades, but a bit of a raid now coming through for Viper. Going to be losing a villager on the back line. Scout going to be here as well looking to defend, but he's underneath that Gatling gun of a town center. It continues to fire off, taking out 2 horsemen, or rather a horseman and a scout in that beat up. Numbers going to be very happy with that little pickup, and now going to be looking to go towards the castle age. More than 1,000 stone is currently in the bank for Numbers, so he could potentially be looking to go for a fast keep. This is something that we have seen players do on this map, and I think it's a very wise choice. If you can go for a quick castle age, quicker than your opponent, and then put a keep on their face. Like, can you imagine right now 25 villagers dropping a keep right here? How does Viper even respond to that? Well, I mean, difficultly is the answer, because the only way he can really clear that, he can try battering rams. Battering rams ain't gonna work. I can tell you that now. He can try it, but like, you're gonna need 3, 4, 5 battering rams to take it out, and even then it's not gonna be pretty, because the castle or the keep is just gonna refocus the units that are there, and then you're gonna get sieged down. Villagers are standing by, you know, gathering up wood ready to repair. So how do you deal with that? It's got to be a trebuchet. And then all of a sudden, if you're investing in a siege workshop together with a trebuchet, well, now you need springlets to defend it. There's like a whole raft of fallout that comes in from that. So we'll look to see how Numbers goes for it. Whether he looks to go for that keep or whether he looks to go for a second town center. Indeed, he does. He adds a second town center in. So now sits on the 3 town centers. Very happy. Another raid coming up towards the north. He's going to get repelled, though. And at the same time, moving continually up this river, we do finally see a galley going to be coming out for Viper. He is looking to try and take control of this river. There is a very safe spot up here for Numbers, but at the same time, both players are looking to fish up towards this northern position. South is completely open at this point in time, but we do see Outposts along the shoreline here for Viper doing a great job of keeping coverage. And let this be a lesson to you guys who are watching this at home. You know, you might be in your own respective league, plastic, bronze, silver, gold, all that stuff. If you're playing on Mongolian Heights and you've got the middle of the map walled up like this, don't be afraid to drop out some outposts. It makes a lot of sense. You get your outposts, you get your arrow slits on here, you're going to be trying to control. And look at the line of sight it provides as well. Viper's going to be able to tell what his enemy is up to before his enemy is even knowing what he's up to. Viper's got that much intelligence, but now Viper looking to reach the castle age. Going to be adding in a 3rd town center himself. We see it dropping down on the gold vein together with the berries, and players aging up with each other. In less than a second's difference, both players reach the castle age. A new age begins indeed. And we'll take a look at how Numbers is doing over on this side. You can see he's really going for his upgrades, but curiously doing it right as he's getting knowledge of preservation of knowledge. So for anybody unfamiliar with this technology, this is available in the culture wing of the Abbasid dynasty. The Abbasid dynasty have access to a whole bunch of wings and subsequently a whole bunch of technologies, and this is going to reduce the cost of all your technologies by 30%. That's a pretty decent amount. So typically what you will see players do, as soon as they get up to castle age, is they will research this and then they will research all their technologies. But Numbers doing it the other way around, researching all of his technologies and then getting preservation of knowledge. Now, to be fair, these are only his tier 1 only his tier 1 economic upgrades, so they don't really cost a lot to begin with. You can see them coming through here. They are barely anything. They're 250 resources at most. You know, once again, I'm drawn to the center of the map by the attack pings that are going off just non-stop. Wouldn't you just love a little bit, a little mute button right here? Just mute alerts. You can see the outpost firing off towards the fishing boat, but you know, mute alerts. Just forget about it. Just forget about it. Set it and forget it. Set it and forget it. Backluck going to be coming out now for numbers as well. He's going to be looking to try and take control of the water. We also see Explosive Dow is going to be coming out as well for him. We'll take a look at the base of Backlers, rather the base of Numbers, who is coming out with Lancers onto the field now. So looking to try and take control of the game, and take a look at the resources that are in the bank. Do we potentially see, look at the research that's coming through here from Numbers. He's going for all of his tier 2 economic technologies at the same time. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. We'll have a look on the other side of the map and see how Viper is doing with regard to his own research. Still yet to add in a lot of units. He's sitting on 72 villages at this point in time. Compare that over to his opponent, who's sitting on 83. There's barely any difference between these two. Keep in mind, they're both on 3 town centers, so they're both happy taking this to the late game. Viper's technologies at the moment, you can see, still yet to get lumber preservation. Still yet to get his age 1 horticulture upgrade. Viper, we're gonna have to sit down and have a chat after this game, mate. You have got to start getting that horticulture upgrade a little bit more. But to be fair, if there's a civilization that doesn't really, you know, get a big bonus from it, it's got to be the English. They already get such a huge bonus that there's mitigating returns on any kind of horticulture research, because you can see that he's already got a 25% bonus. By increasing it by 15, you don't get 40% bonus because there's mitigating returns. Realistically, you'd probably get like an effective increase of 6%, 7% probably, something like that. It wouldn't be a huge amount because when you factor in walking and all that kind of jazz, it just and the mitigating returns, or rather the diminishing returns, I should be saying, not mitigating returns. Keep coming up in the middle. Viper going to be looking to deny it. All the villagers do go down. Doubtful that it looks like this keep is going to be getting up. We hear the Imperial Age ready to go down now for the House of Wisdom. Which wing does he look to go for? Is it going to be a trade wing? Is it going to be a military wing? You would expect at this point in the game, he would be looking for a military wing. But you can see he's preoccupied all over the map. Action everywhere. And when I say action, I just mean alerts. There are alerts everywhere. Does this... the more I witness this game, the more I start to think, well, hold on a minute, maybe we need to get rid of this. Look at the minimap right now, 4 alerts. And hold on a minute, has Numbers gone AFK? Numbers, where are you at? We'll take a look at the free camera. He is looking around the map. You can see behind this, still not aging up. A whole bunch of villagers looking to drop a keep down. Also picking up relics. Okay, all right. So he's definitely not AFK, but he has forgotten at this point to queue up his Imperial. Maybe he's just not interested in going Imperial. Maybe he's just going to go for full Lancers. In fact, I think he might be intent on going for full Lancers. Have we got a blacksmith coming up for him? We'll take a look. What kind of tech do we have? No blacksmith. You hear that sound? Blacksmith now just coming up. Look at that. My hotkey. That's my blacksmith hotkey. And you can see the blacksmith now finally coming down. 17 minutes for Numbers. It's a little bit of a late blacksmith. He's going to probably need to add in a second one if he wants to get his upgrades in on time, because that bad boy researching all the upgrades that he needs right now, it's going to be a little bit late. Viper on the other side, though, you can see he's already got his +2 ranged attack coming through here. Also going to be mixing in knights, so you might even look to be seeing some camels out from his opponent Numbers. The Viper now moving in towards the gold vein that is no longer existent. Mining camp going to be chilling here with its +5 fire armor. Doing a great job there, mining camp. Keep doing you. 16 torch damage against this. So only going to be an effective of 11. But now up towards the north, Viper continues to push. There are a few villagers up here in position. Relics being picked up as well. Viper doing a great job of applying pressure towards this side of the map and heading up towards this northern face. You can see this outpost about to be going down here. Viper doing a great job of just managing to burn it down and just leave the fire, I guess. But a huge mass of Lancers beginning to build right now for Numbers. He's looking very strong as we see the first upgrade coming out. Has indeed added the second blacksmith. We'll be looking to get more upgrades. Do we see any camels? We don't see any camels, but we do see a couple of horsemen, and there's a lot of knights coming in here. Viper's got to be careful. Huge amount of knights looking to overpower Viper. Getting into the stealth forest, we begin to see those archers just falling back, and the knights now, or lancers rather, just with their what have they got? Have they got swords? Yeah, it's a sword. It doesn't look like a sword. It looks like a scimitar to me, though, the way they carry it. But I guess they're swords. We're going to call them swords. As they begin to chase away the forces of Viper. They said, Viper, we've had enough of your stuff. Get out of here. Get out of here. And now a forward keep going to be placed down once again from 12. Looking to try and take control of this center location. He spots out the keep coming down from Viper, and play is definitely intent on taking this to the late game, because we are late game civilizations, baby. Abbasid, English, 2 of the best late game civilizations that there are. Up there with the Chinese. Honestly, some would even lead you to believe that the English might actually be the best late game civilization that there is. But who knows? That is a discussion for another day. Viper now on this front line, looking to try and hold on. His longbow's just sitting here, chilling out. You can see he wants to apply pressure towards the villagers on this keep. He does move up. He looks to try and pick them off, but there's a lot of lancers coming out. You've got to be careful. They're getting their charge out. Scimitars, or swords rather, going to be doing their thing, but more and more lancers being taken out. Are there crossbows being added in? It doesn't look like it at this point in time. And now those villagers, once again, going to be under pressure. Longbow's doing a great job. More knights coming in, looking around the corner, and Viper going to be turning his attention towards the villagers on the keep. It looks doubtful that this one might get up again. It's going to be the second keep that might not get up here for our number player. Unfortunately, he is struggling to get this keep up on the beachfront, and still we don't see him reaching that Imperial age just yet. Viper also going to be researching, or rather, researching our military academy, getting that counterweight trebuchet in. All the villagers do go down on that castle. Doubtful indeed it gets up, and more villagers now being pulled, but these ones are the villagers from before, the villagers that the Bitey Wolf got in on the action with. And do we see it? Don't do it like that, Viper. No, don't finally take them out, and indeed, they're finally going to be going down. All the low health villagers, and more villagers going to be running in. Viper really putting the pressure on. You can see the knights struggling to deal with the damage that's coming out here. Viper taking out so many villagers, and finally the keep gets up after what appeared to be a very doubtful moment. That keep finally manages to get up. The villager count right now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 105, 113 for Viper. So very well played. And now finally, despite that keep getting up, the trebuchet comes up. The trebuchet comes up, the trebuchet comes out, and Viper goes for what is, in my opinion, the best late game landmark in the game, period. I do not think there is a better landmark than this game at all. I genuinely think this is the best landmark you can get in the late game. Maybe the guild hall is better than that, but even then, I still feel like as the English, this synergizes so perfectly with your civilization. Let's talk a little bit about why this landmark is the best late game landmark that there is, and why Viper's going for it. And can I just remark? Can I just remark on the beautiful artwork, or the beautiful bushes around this, as Viper begins to scare off some of the deer. You can see a bit of a battle unfolding right there. Look at that. Look at that. Absolute beauty. The best late game landmark is right there, fellas. So the reason why this is such a good landmark in the late game is because it synergizes incredibly well with the English. So the English have a couple of late game upgrades that really make their army tick. Number one is going to be from the Siege Workshop. We'll look to see if we can find a Siege Workshop. We should be able to. Actually, we might not be able to. I don't think he's got a Siege Workshop. Let's check. No Siege Workshop at this point. So there's an upgrade available at the Siege Workshop. So he's made his trebuchet from the keep here, by the way. That's how he got the trap. So at the English Siege Workshop, there is an upgrade called Shattering Projectiles, which makes your enables your trebuchets to have an area of effect damage. But that's not really where the power of the English late game comes in. It's the network of castles. The network of castles gives you an extra 50 attack speed. You can see right there, increases 50 attack speed, which means that your trebuchets are going to be firing faster when they're affected by the network of castles. In fact, this dock here is actually enabling the network of castles. So you would want to avoid killing this because the trebuchet is getting affected by it and having a reduced attack speed as a result. So now we can see the Springles moving forward. But why is this landmark in particular the best late game landmark that there is in the game, in my opinion? It is because it gives you a trebuchet for a very cheap price. 100 wood, 100 food, 200 gold, and you get a longbowman, a spearman, a man-at-arms, a knight, and a trebuchet for the cheap price of 400 resources. It is an incredibly cost-efficient landmark. You're paying 400 resources for 1,500 worth of value. It is so much, so many resources into this, and that I'm not even finished yet. So ideally, like the English player, he wants to be getting up to like 6, 7, 8 trebuchets. He can actually start sniping siege with his trebuchets. But hold on, I'm not even finished. Combine that with enclosures from the English, and you never run out of gold anyway, so you can always afford to pay for it. But speaking of paying for it, Viper now looking to pay for it in the middle of the map as the knights move out. Springles firing down on the trebuchets on the back line. A huge amount of damage coming out. Viper with the elite knights saying, hey, get back from my trebuchet. But the trebuchet is going to be going down. Keep going to be burning. Siege down. Not a lot of units coming out from our Abbasid Dynasty player at this point in time. Probably had to spend a lot of that food on villagers because he lost so many as he was taken out, or as he was trying to build that keep. But now Viper continues to move forward. More elite knights coming out. We see the villagers going to be falling back from this position. Imperial Age finally going to be coming through. A couple of the camel riders going to be coming out for our Abbasid player 12, looking to try and take control of the front lines, but going to be struggling as he continues now. Boiling oil going to be burning down the horses of Viper. And now the villagers on the back line going to be able to heal up this keep, force back this position, and it looks like Numbers is going to be able to hold once again. Very nice little push there from Viper. But now we see the trebuchets. Remember, we were talking about the trebuchets before. Viper has got a very easy way to add them in. He never even needs to make trebuchets. You can see he's got the siege workshop right here. It's only going to be to get the shattering projectiles. It's only going to be to get geometry, which is going to increase that damage, increase that splash damage, and that's really going to help him. But now we see Viper researching enclosures. Enclosures is coming through at his mill, and this is going to give him that gold trickle in the late game. And this is why I really think the English might be the best late game civilization that there is. I genuinely think so. But we'll look to see how he tries to take control of it, because the trebuchets are just absolutely masterful. Camels looking to move up towards the north, and now the new camels coming in, looking to try and take out Viper's cavalry units. Camels picking a fight. Now, keep in mind, not only are these guys light melee cavalry, they've got all the buffs coming through, but they also give out this aura. There's an aura, the scary aura, camel unease. They do less damage, these knights, as a result. We'll look to see how they trade. There's a few more knights here than the camels. Camels have got a fair amount of hit points. You can see they've actually got 50 more than Vipers do, but they are lacking with regard to that armor, and they are going to get cleaned up. But keep in mind, they were outnumbered. So we'll look to see how they play. But now that keep on the front line probably going to be going down once again, and Numbers struggling to hold this beachhead as the Viper continues to get out the trebuchets. Viper, he is looking absolutely beautiful in this late game. I gotta be honest with you, I'm really loving the way the English play in this late game. As long as you can make it to the late game as the English, I feel like it's almost unstoppable. There's so many good things going for you. You've got this beautiful, safe economy. Look at this food economy coming out for him. He is going to be getting units out the wazoo, and we can see the upgrades coming through. The university tech coming through, incendiary arrows, and now pushing forward with a couple of camel riders. You can see he's trying to do it. Viper still even yet to get the elite upgrade for his veteran longbowman. Still yet to see the elite upgrade for veteran longbowman. Look at that. Shat armor coming in, all the upgrades, and Viper taking out more villagers here. Keep going to be able to get up, though. And Viper right now sitting on 138 villagers, more than enough as he continues to trade out with his enemy. At the same time, 136 villagers coming in from Numbers, but he is struggling with regard to the food income. Look at that, only sitting on 1,900 food income. Compare that to Viper. What are you on right now, Viper? Viper is on 3,000 food income per minute. That is a lot of food, baby. And it is all going into units. It's all going into trades on this front line. He's doing so much work with it. And now Viper continues to add in infrastructure. We'll take a look at how much infrastructure he's got. 31 buildings. He is playing this late game immaculately. 11 barracks, 8 stables, 3 archery ranges, and a wingard palace, baby. Oh, yeah. You can see it's got units in it for days. He's doing a great job, slowly but steadily sieging down this keep. Keep is going to be going down, and Numbers trying his best to get a bit of a foothold on this front, but just struggling. He's got plenty of money in the bank for some siege, but he's going to need more than siege right now. We still don't see him heading towards a mangonel, and to be honest, with the amount of longbows that are out here, you probably couldn't even really justify a mangonel in this position. Now we hear a sacred site being neutralized or captured. Is it going to be a sacred site captured down towards the south? Viper beginning to push in. We can see he's got that incendiary arrow researched. He's got the fire arrows firing off, but still yet to have any of those elite upgrades. Finally going to be getting an elite upgrade, but it's going to be for the men-at-arms, and we see the men-at-arms beginning to push through. These guys with their armored clads, armored shad. You can see they've got so much armor on them, beginning to push back for the camel archers. Camel archers trying to fire off. You can see they've got these beautiful golden goosenecks coming out, and now the swords looking to try and meet the front, but unfortunately not a lot of damage coming out from them. They do get picked off very effectively by those longbowmen on the backline. Viper intent on just sticking with the veteran longbow composition at this point in time and really pushing through and doing some damage. Trebuchets continuing to unfold, and this is why the late game for the English is so damn strong. You have a powerhouse economy empowered by enclosures, empowered by tier 1 food gathering. Good job, Viper. Empowered by, this incredible English economy, and then that's all backed up by this wingard palace. Constant trebuchets. You're not throwing away wood at trebuchets. You're not throwing away gold at trebuchets. You are just simply putting it into the wingard army, and it is doing it all for you. This is why this landmark is so damn good, because Viper has got so many trebuchets out. He doesn't even need to spend his wood on trebuchets anymore, and he plays under a Smurf account by the name of Trebuchet. He loves trebuchets. This is why he loves the English. Viper's English looking incredible in this game. And I got to say, I don't know if there's any possible way that 12 is going to be able to stop it. We can see it might be going for a little bit of a counterattack. Nope. He's getting attacked by the Outpost that has been attacking him for 28 minutes. Or at least what could have been 28 minutes. Now down towards the south, we see more archery rangers coming out here for 12. He's looking to try and get more camel archers out. We can see that he's actually doing quite a fair bit of damage with these bad boys. He's got +3 upgrades. He's got the incendiary arrows. I'm assuming he's got biology. We'll take a look and see. I can't spot that one right now, but now beginning to push towards the front. You'd think he'd be doing quite well. Trebuchet is going to be under a little bit of pressure here towards this position. First Trebuchet going to be going down. Camel archers on the back line. Going to be looking to take out those men-at-arms. Second Trebuchet going down in the middle of the map. Longbowmen looking to try and fire off. I don't think they've got their Imperial upgrade just yet. They're still veterans at this point. And now that third Trebuchet going to be taken down as well. Fourth Trebuchet remains, still slinging off those shots. shots, and good game gets called. He taps out. He says, you know what? Even though I've lost so much, it just wasn't enough. And Viper is victorious. 12 has surrendered. Good game, well played, fellas. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Viper's impressive late game, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.